Two twins. Two twins. They are two twins. They're working together. Yeah, Camilo and Anastasia.
Actually, had heard that Pastor Sully was looking for someone to bring a therapy dog to the services and specifically work with the children. And as soon as I heard about it, I just called him and volunteered. I thought it was a great opportunity for us to make a difference here.
The reason why I started, or when I started here, I want to be a help here, to help the people, help the community that I live in.
I heard about the Amigos Center through a friend of mine that works at Catholic Charities, and she knew that I was interested in helping with immigration work. And she said, well, you should talk to my friend Lindsay at the Amigos Center. So I called, and I've been here ever since.
I started as a volunteer when I was taking English classes. After the classes would end, the food donation truck would arrive. Then Mr. Carl would invite me and the other students to come outside and work as volunteers. That's how we started.
I believe I started volunteering in 2005. It was when Hurricane Wilma hit Immokalee. So I actually started volunteering before they had the center. And I met them because they were taking care of kids while parents were getting their houses clean and their yards clean. That's how I was introduced to Amigos Center.
I love being here. A lot of people say, well, why are you here so much? I just love it, you know what I'm saying? I love people and I want to reach out to help people because one time before, somebody had to help me.
I was raised in Mexico, so I've always had an affinity for the Latin culture. I speak Spanish fluently, and my last job was as a school nurse in an underserved Latino population school. And I began to learn how difficult it is for families and students when they're living in the shadows, when they're undocumented. So that's really what got my passion going.
The reason why I'm volunteering is because I like to help the community. I know that it's very hard to, the field work. It's very hard to be out in the sun. My parents did this all their life. So it feels good to help a little, and the little bit I can help just by speaking English and helping them translate or helping them read something that they're not able to makes me feel really good.
I get so much pleasure of working with the people here. They're so lovely, so genuine. There's a lot of need here, and I have the opportunity, the time. So for me, I feel like this is the Lord's work, and I'm so happy to be a part of it.
There are so many ways that people can be helpful, and to me, one of the most important ways is to educate yourself about what the real issues are when it comes to immigration. Because I think as a public, we're generally pretty ignorant in terms of what it takes for someone to make that long journey from their country of their birth and somehow come here in hope of a better life.
Whether you have time, talent, treasure, whatever you have to give to the Amigos Center, I totally and thoroughly encourage you to do so. You won't regret it.
I know that Amigos Center also has other volunteer opportunities, either donating food or clothing, or things that the most vulnerable people among us can really use, things that very often we take for granted. We know when we're going home that we're going to have a meal, but that's not true for everybody. There's so much food insecurity, so that's another way to help with something tangible, donating food, donating clothing, and donating money.